Welcome to another episode of Baltic Boss Babes, where we shine the spotlight on phenomenal women transforming the business landscape in the Baltics and beyond. Today, we're thrilled to introduce a true powerhouse from Estonia, a visionary leader who's challenging norms and reshaping the way we think about wealth, sustainability, and impact. Her story is not just about climbing the corporate ladder, it's about building a new one, where success is measured not just in profits, but in the positive change it drives in the world.
Baltic Boss Babes Podcast, Unfiltered Edition, Episode 6.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Baltic Boss Babes. Today we have yet another boss babe from the Baltics here in the studio with us. She is from Estonia. Her name is Karin Nemek. And Karin is an impact entrepreneur, co-founder and CEO at Grünfin, which is a sustainable investing platform for people who care about their impact. Grünfin makes building wealth over a long term simple and smart, and is focused on impact and creating real-world change. Grünfin is female-founded and backed by Impact VC Norsken. They are a fully licensed investment firm able to operate and provide digital portfolio management services in 30 EU countries. Before co-founding Grünfin, Karin worked for more than 10 years at Swedbank. With the last position she was holding was the director of the corporate product division. She also holds a global executive MBA degree from the ISC Business School since 2011. And she's an expert in sustainable finance, certified by the Frankfurt School of Finance and Management. Hello, Karin, and welcome to Baltic Boss Babes.
Yeah, thank you for having me here. So it's my pleasure.
Thank you very much for coming. Karin, I believe you have really interesting journey behind you and also ahead of you. I guess my first question would be to this intro. What would you add, which you think are the most kind of important milestones in your life that led you to where you are at the moment?
Oh, it's a very long and broad questions, but I try to tell it fast. I think at least connected to story of Grünfin, I think it's very important when Triin and me met. It happened 20 years ago. The story of Grünfin goes back to 20 years. When we worked together at one of the consulting company, it was at that time called Triin, and we worked at the same department in corporate finance. So, and after being young consultant, so I moved to banking, and Triin, she went to Skype. So she was the first finance person at Skype, and later she was the second employee at TransferWise or Wise. And my own career, so I went to banking because at that time it was super popular to go, and it seemed so interesting because I remember when it was middle of 90s, there was very cool serial about capital city and financial markets. So at that time Tallinn Stock Exchange didn't exist, and everything seemed so magical, you know, how they understand and read the macroeconomics and how the share prices are fluctuating, and I was always thinking that I want to one day to work for the, in financial markets. So, and I was lucky enough, 26, at the age of 26, I get a job in the financial markets. At that time it was called Hansabank, now it's Swedbank Financial Markets, and straight to the currency exchange. It was the moment when I recognized, oh, I have fulfilled my dreams. Can you imagine? You had a childhood dream, something that everybody is dreaming of, becoming maybe actor or something. I wanted to be in the financial market, so I was there. But to my disappointment, maybe it was nothing really changed. Nothing. You learned. That was great, and I was really curious, to build a lot of things at the bank. And then they recognized, oh, young and entrepreneurial spirited girl, let's give a new opportunity. So I was moving a lot in different departments, built up cash management and headed different product department. at Swedbank, and I was really lucky enough to learn how the banks were built from inside out, from IT, from compliance. So in a way, I got all the puzzle pieces to be able to build my own bank. So it's not like you know every banker who have worked for banks would do it, but it was just the stage of, I think, also the banking, that it was still, you know, everything need to be built in Estonia. So and learn that. So. And
when was that actually? So it was in 2010, 2011?
No, it was
even longer.
Yes, exactly. It was 2000 to 2000 to
okay,
2012.
yeah, of course, because you said Hansa Bank.
Yes,
yeah,
so it was 2000 to 2012. So I spent my time there, and then I just, in one point, the head of corporate banking left, and I was heading the corporate banking product division, so 120 people, so like a big position. But my boss left, and at that time they started to find a new head of corporate banking, which means that the one who is responsible half of Estonian company. So I replaced him for 6 months. So I was a acting head of corporate bank at that time, also at the age of 33. So, which is also, you know, and I know that in the history there was never ever been any female corporate banking head that young, and being a female corporate head.
And blonde.
That's also a good point. But at that time when I was there and going, you know, to the big board meetings and, you know, being, you know, so, let's say, so important and so powerful. So I recognized also that, do I really imagine myself like, you know, being there next 30 years? Because in Estonia it's the most respected company to work. And then I thought that, okay, I want to really go abroad, and I enrolled to executive MBA. So just to see that, okay, how the other global leaders think, you know, what a new business model. At that time, you know, Apple started to pick up, Google, all the tech waves started to come. But I thought that, okay, I do it like part-time. It was really very stressy time. I did like executive MBA while I was working. So it was the first time also when I burned out. So doing both parallel.
Studying and work time.
Exactly, because I was a high achiever. So that's the only thing that I didn't know. I thought that I'm limitless. But we all have limits until we hit. So I hit my wall at that time.
So how did it feel? How did you understand that, okay, I have burned out?
Usually how you burn, how you understand, actually, you don't understand. That's the only thing, that if somebody has it, you think that, okay, I'm tired, I'm more nervous, you know, I'm getting easier angry, you know, to the world. So, and who recognize are people who are actually around you. They recognize immediately something is not right. And still you somehow think that, okay, I manage, and, you know, I go jogging and I play tennis, and, you know, I relax and do meditation, and, you know, you put more actually into these days on your plate. So because I manage, you know, you have this kind of stealth talk, keep on going. But in one point your own body start to tell you that it's not right. So I started to have dizziness, like, you know, that imbalance, like after jet lag, you know, you might have.
I've had the same thing. It's kind of like this vertigo, right?
Yes.
When suddenly just the world goes upside down. Have you had?
No. For me, like I was like painting or try to, you know, to things, and then getting dizzy, and then I said no way. So and then I, you know, okay, I took vacation. Then started again, but somehow it was already so far that vacations don't help, like short vacations or longer vacation or doing something like that. And then my ex-boyfriend, he said to me that, you know, that the graveyard is full of unreplaceable people. So, you know, they think what you do for yourself, crazy, that you think that, okay, like, it's there is a thing that do you want, you know, that you have some kind of problems long term, or are you really willing to give 20 years from your life off because you do what it takes?
You are paying actually
exactly to do this kind of things on your plate. So you think that you are capable, but, you know, maybe maybe you have also limits, like we all do. And actually it was very valuable period. So I took 6 months sabbatical. So I just said that, okay, I told to the bank, I said that, okay, what is more important, to finish studies or to continue banking job? I said, okay, I take off just to reflect, just to finish one thing, and, you know, it's over, and then I figure. So I remember that first 2 months I couldn't wake up so much. I slept 12 hours. Because the main why it happened also that I thought that, reading again, some advisors that, oh, you don't need to sleep, 5 hours, it's enough. So I did 1.5 years only sleeping 5 hours because to manage everything. And for me, it was lack of sleep. Lack of sleep is a major cause, I think, for the burnout. And then I remember that after 1.5, 2 months, I started to feel, good, did my studies, so everything went well. In that work recovered. And what also happened at that time, so I found my husband, so at that time I had also time to live private life, more when I was also because you just get energy back, so you're not committing only because it's not only work is what's a part of, but well-lived life is, experiences. I traveled, and then, yes, I found my husband, and we married, I think 9 months after. It was really fell in love very fast. Very fast. Yeah. So he's Canadian.
Of course he's not Estonian.
Yeah, exactly. He's not Estonian. Who would wait?
10 years, he's still not married.
And also, I think what shaped me at that time, because at school we had modules all around the world. We were based in Barcelona, but then we had modules in Silicon Valley, New York, and Shanghai, 3 weeks in every place. You really get into the ecosystem. When you were in New York, it was related to finance. If it's Silicon Valley, it was entrepreneurship. And Shanghai was about, global emerging market, China, how important is China in the future in global politics and global economy. And living in Shanghai, so I just first time recognized that my Western biased view of China was crashed. And it seemed super interesting. And then we thought with my husband that, okay, we're young, we are 30s, let's go and, try to get there. So try to get, to do something, because I think really to see if China is a threat or an opportunity. So, and we moved to Shanghai. And then I got pregnant, so both of my kids are born in Shanghai.
Do they have Chinese passports?
Yeah, no, they have birth certificates. They have a Canadian, Estonian passports. So they are Canadian, Estonian, or Estonian, Canadian, whichever way you look. But what I know that my daughter was the first Estonian born in Shanghai.
Oh, really?
Yes, because nobody was so crazy to born a child in Shanghai. So.
Yeah, I don't imagine well, there are of course Estonians living in China, but yeah, I guess maybe a lot of them have moved there also with the corporate jobs, and if you are kind of high achiever, as you just mentioned before, it is actually hard to find that time for your personal life and actually date and get children. And how did it feel for you, having children? Was it something that you also felt, okay, now I have to sacrifice my career?
So it was perfect time, as I said, we were in love. I just started to do consulting work for the bank. At that time, it was also something remote work, 2012, somebody sitting in Shanghai doing work for for Estonia in the banking, it's not in the tech. So, but they were kind enough to, find that solution to use my still competence before I went to maternity leave. And I think it was perfect time, but I was again efficient woman, so I thought I want the kids very close. So, and what happened was they really became very close. They are 1 year and 4 days apart. So if you think about it, it's really
that's kind of like you gave birth and then 3 months you got pregnant again.
Exactly. So, and they are not pre-born kids or something. But I was ideally it would be 1 year 3 months. I didn't think it is possible so fast to get pregnant, but obviously it is. So.
Okay, and then after China, you moved to Germany, or did you come back to Estonia then?
No, we stayed there for 5 years. At first, we went for 2 years. We extended another year, and then another 2 years. But I tell you also that China was very important part of me, because I could reflect on my own priorities in life. Because I said I don't want to go to work for anyone. Who is only short-term profit-based companies. So I disagree with it, so I don't want to. And while I was living in Shanghai, I experienced pollution. So every time I wanted to go out with my newborn baby, I had to look at the app how much is the pollution in the
Oh
air.
my
So
God.
you know, you take shower after the year, you start, your hair is falling off because of the water is treated so heavily. You know, 25 million people live in one place, and then in Poo River, like thousands of ships, cargo ships are passing by. It's insane because you know we have outsourced everything to China. At least that time it was so that everything was produced in China.
Yeah.
And then you see it and you say that it's crazy. Sustainability is not a myth, you know, that it's really escalating. It's really crazy, and we are like so arrogant not doing it. And then I started to look into that space, that actually understanding from the banking side that money has a huge power, how it's, you know, where it's invested, what it's done. But at the bank or at that time you looked on the risk return, so nothing like impact or which work does it create, no question about that. Because it's a practice. And then I started to talk to Triin, my co-founder. It was 2019, and we were already in Europe back, but I just said that, you know, there's a huge like we have a huge problem, sustainability, climate change. Money is a power. There is no easy way for those who care to do something for it and meaningful, that I earn market-based return. It's not like giving up return, but having a more positive impact or helping 10 times more out of it, because you know, I care, and younger people care. Maybe people who are born in 60s or 50s, or you know, they don't care because they grew up in different environment. But you know, younger generation.
It wasn't that important back then, or no one talked about it really.
Exactly. It was not that time, or they think that okay, you know, it's a fiction and so on. But science tells something.
Now we see actually the results. You know, there is actually the global climate warming. You know, even in Estonia and the Baltics, you feel that the summers have gone much warmer, the winters also. Okay, so I understand this actually, the experience in China really changed the way that you perceive the world, and this gave you this idea that, you know, the sustainability is important, and with your kind of all your experience in the finance, I guess this is kind of where the idea of Grünfin actually started, right?
Yes, exactly. What I was looking at that time, and I had the self-talk and, you know, time strolling around with my baby. I think I recommend every woman to take that time, not to rush back very fast, because it's really good to, you know, talk and see what you want. One thing was that I saw the purpose. I saw that I have competencies, you know, I'm not like learning something totally new. I have gathered like 20 years experiences on that. Like, why would I throw it away? Let's try to combine what I care and what I'm good at. And then it also makes you happy. You know, most probably you are about to succeed if you do something what you love, where your passion is, what you care, purpose, and then take your competencies. You cannot fail, I think.
But okay, but let's go now to the story of Grünfin and how did you start it up. So I understand Triin Heartmann played a very important role in that. So she was one of your co-founders and the first kind of person that you talked into the let's start this business.
Yes, she was super important in that, because I always also say that you might have a great ideas. I think world is full of great ideas. It's all about execution and teams.
And she had experience in Skype and Wise or TransferWise back
exactly,
then.
because she knew how the tech companies were built. You know, the culture, the scaling, the VC money involvement. You know, everything what you need. So that part she had. And then I had the banking or the product and how to build it. And then we were thinking that, okay, I think we could do and hire somebody, but maybe it's better to have in a co-founder team a technical co-founder who could really program, you know, everything, or when things are down, then fix it immediately. So, and we started to talk with Alvar Nunberg. And so he's our
CTO?
Yes, CTO. And he joined also early stage. At first he was, I think, we didn't actually invite immediately. We asked him to consult at first, like. Okay. But then, like, he was like 1 hour
a
week. Yes. So he was consulting, but when he see the prototype and things, that he said, okay, I come as well. So he proposed. We said, okay, perfect. You know that because we were just about to found the company, so that was really perfect. That then we thought that we cover all the key functions. We can build it, gather good talent around us, and make it happen. So.
So you are still 3 co-founders.
We are three co-founders, and we are a team of 15. Located 15.
15.
1 5.
Yes, yes.
Locating in Estonia, and then not only in Estonia, 80% in Estonia and 20% in Frankfurt, and I'm based in Frankfurt with teams.
How difficult was it to fundraise for you guys? Like, was it difficult to pitch to the VCs and get them kind of excited about your product, or it was rather easy? How do you perceive it?
I think it was, since we raised our 2021, it was super easy. Super easy. So
Back then everyone had the money. And
exactly.
like,
So
take my money.
and also I think what people recognize is that sustainability, the mindset of sustainability accelerated within 1 year of COVID. 5 years. So people understood, oh really, there might be like something happening such a global scale that we all sit home and all of a sudden cannot move. So they understand that the things, global scale pandemics or climate change and things, they can happen. So it was in that way, I think, very positive for us to understand, mindset shift. Also remote work, I think it also got accelerated. So it's much easier to, recruit talent, get people involved, make things happen. So it was also, I think, positive things for our industry or business model. And I think we had a great team to do it. So we had built already a prototype, validated, and we raised our first round. We said that we are getting the license, so that we will build a bank that you will see that procedures are properly done, product is functioning, because it's standardized, because the financial inspection will not give any license if it's not built like a solid financial institution. So for us it was, it took a year for us to get it. So we launched 2021, and then we got like a funding to build further, and you know.
Do you also need to kind of back up the investments, like guarantee the money? Like I think the banks in Europe, when you keep like your money there, it's like 100,000 euros that needs to be kind of guaranteed.
So for us, it's so that I think banks have for deposits, for investment products for all Europe, they have 20,000. And
20,000.
20,000 is the same with us. So basically, Tagatis fund. So currently is 20,000.
Okay.
Per customers.
I have actually so many questions to you, and I prepared a list of questions. It's so interesting, your journey. I think we have to invite you back, but right now we're on this tech chill in Riga, and you have to catch a plane, so I will have to stop you here. But I would like to know, so you're a female entrepreneur. And do you have ever felt that you are being treated differently for being female, or have you ever encountered any kind of stereotypes during your career?
I felt more stereotypes when I was 20s or under 30. Then I remember I constantly dressed down. Do you understand? Not to be like super mega, because elder man would look not so cute, good, not like looking what I'm talking, or the business what is at the hand. So that I remember that. So when I got 30s, maybe I got more self-confident and things like this. I think this type of problems have disappeared in my life. So it's very hard, because you don't see what's happening in people's minds. Exactly. Yeah. So they nod, okay, very good. You don't know. So of course we were lucky enough. So we got or not lucky, but we have managed to raise twice 2 million. So altogether 4 million. So it's not it's a good track in a way, because we just closed the deal a couple of months ago. So it's really in a downturn. Also managed to close it. So, but if I look at the statistics, in the state of European tech, and I think it's shocking that only 1.5% female founders get it. So I think there is something happening consciousness. So, and of course men, they say, oh, it doesn't happen, and it's not. But I think on that moment when they say no, let's say a female founder, they should say that, okay, is that am I biased or not? For a moment, question. I don't say that you need to do it, or you need to do consciously every time. I would say that then you see, okay, it was a business, okay, bad idea, or bad execution. but I think that bias comes in also. Sometimes.
What has been kind of the biggest struggle so far? Like everything I'm hearing now, okay, you of course you had this mental breakdown and burnout, which before China and so on. But like during building Grünfin, has it always just been like super easy and oh, it's so nice, or have you had to encounter some struggles and challenges as well? And what has been kind of the biggest one for you?
So I think the biggest one is really how to manage to handle all balls that they don't, juggle the balls of family, relationship with your husband, then remote team, get things done, grow 10x, things don't go 10x, then why doesn't it go? You have 24 hours and it's super hard. Super hard.
And you mentioned you're a high achiever. I don't think, has this changed?
I think that I'm more conscious, maybe more understanding. For instance, I am definitely sleeping now, so I know that's a basis before, like sleep, then it's eating, then it's exercising, and then social life and everything. But these bases should be. And what I have now also started to do consciously, just to see that I'm on the good track in all aspects in life. It's self-reflection. So I try to, when I fly, to take a diary or something out to have a self-conversation.
Like journal.
Yes, journaling. So it really helps for me to see that, okay, am I focused? Is all the priorities around? Okay, this is a detail. I don't care. These are the important things what I have to manage to do. And then I try to have a slots in my day that to really focus on those moments like fully, and then don't multitask. But it's hard. Even there, I say now very nicely, oh, I don't want to multitask, and I still do it, but I have to constantly remind, because this having 5 open things on things, actually it's not very healthy, and I have to constantly mentor myself. So.
Do you have any good like productivity hacks for women? Because I think it's like a common worry that you start your day, you have your to-do list, and then you only manage to like maybe take off 2 things from the whole list, because like all the time constantly you're getting more stuff and something is interrupting and so on. How do you tackle that?
As I try to put priorities. For me, it is so that let's say until 8 o'clock in the morning, it's for our family. So I eat with them, I prepare them for school, kids go to school. So this is family time. So I try not to work. So after 8, I don't do family times. It's work until 3:30. Then I say, okay, now I want to be a good mom for my kids. I take time off anyway, so after 3:30, it's going, my productivity goes tight. So I try to be with them, having relationship, and then I'm also lucky enough that my kids go to bed 8:30, very early. I get the evening back to catch up and emails what I didn't do, and so it's like not like straight, but somehow it works for me. And then
of time planning, basically.
Time planning with slots, but then focus on that. So not start to do that you're not with your kids, or you are when you are doing work you're not really doing it. This focus I would say is the key. And but I still struggle this kind of like exercising habits. Sometimes I know that, okay, where do I put it with my focus? Okay, this is most productive. I cannot go to mornings because team in the Estonia is waking up, so I have to do it, even if it's would be maybe the best time. So and this is like, okay, I said weekends, or when I come to Estonia when I don't have family, I go every day like to gym or something. So
I have felt exactly the same thing, that it's super hard, but you have to do like you have to find that balance, because like I guess like mentally you're working so hard, your brain is probably overloaded with so many things, being a CEO and like running your own startup, and you need to balance it out with like physical activity and taking the time off. So this is I think it's like a common problem amongst not just female entrepreneurs, all the entrepreneurs.
I think everything to get it. I think we all have, and I think it's we all struggle, and I think that if you don't balance it well enough, you will have effect like
When we go back to your business, to Grünfin, how is it going for you guys? So I understand you're now you have the license. You're launched already in 30 different countries. So let's say if I share your values and I would like to invest my money into kind of green companies, what would I have to do? Maybe you can open this up a little bit.
Yeah, it's super easy. So I think that what our customers say is one of the easiest investment products. So we are really tailored those who don't let's say are scared or haven't done that step, whichever reason, didn't have time. We also did a survey among our customers, and the biggest reason why customers haven't done in our waiting list or came us was because they didn't have time or they didn't have money. But people perceive that they need to have, let's say, I don't know, 5,000, exactly, big. Not like actually, it makes sense to do with 10 euro, 20, 25 euro. The key is to get the habit. I give you examples. So that if you're 25, and let's say you get salary and you're able to earn 100 euros per month, just to put aside, and this 100 euros would make over 40 years 262,000.
Wow.
So over that, just putting all the time, don't care, because mathematics of the financial markets will start to work for it. If you do it 35, then it's half, 120, I don't know exactly, 20,000 approximately.
So it's kind of the compound interest that starts working.
Exactly. And if you do it 45, then it's 52,000. So it's 4 times less. Time is your best friend. And next key thing in my mind is that do it consistently. Small sum, having that kind of habit. So and don't try to overpay, because there is a study show that actively managed fund manager who have studied it, who have hundreds of analysts working for them, are unable to beat long term. Why would you think that you're smarter than them? Of course, you may hear that, my friend there did that, bought that share and it went up. But it's one story. Ask how many they failed. So at the same time, or they lost their money. And this is, in my mind, it focus how you could increase your revenues, or learn new things, career, or try to have your other side job for freelancing to increase your revenues, and let others to do, and be a perfect product for that, and do it values based. So it's not like you're giving up returns. So our portfolios, they were we don't want to say that we are beating the market, so no, but we did better than S&P 500 and Nasdaq last year, so it was really good. But we don't want to promise you. We say we provide you market-based return. Maybe there will be times, when we are slightly down, but we provide market-based return with much larger positive impacts.
And basically, if just the listeners would like to start investing, so they just sign up on Grünfin and they transfer the money.
So what they do is they look the themes what they like. So we have 3 themes, which is climate, equality, and healthcare of innovation. You can pick 1 or all 3. Then you pick risk level, time horizon approximately. It's coming then at which kind of risk. Then you choose, let's say, 25, 50 or 100 euros monthly. Start doing regularly, setting it up in our system, and then it goes. So it takes like less than 10 minutes to set up, but you have done something for your own rainy day fund or for the future. So it's easy, it's good. So
sounds amazing.
So I hope that to see you among our
no, you're a great sales person amongst all the other things. No, this has been an amazing conversation with you. Maybe as a last thing, I would ask you, what is the best advice that you would give to other kind of, Baltic or world female entrepreneurs who are maybe just in the beginning of their journey and listening to you and looking up to you, and you're, one of the most inspiring women in the ecosystem, and they're maybe struggling to find you mentioned that for you it was easy to find the investments. Right now the times are different, it's very tough. What is your advice to those
my
people?
advice is to do it, because I also tell, you say it's amazing, but if you also think that, okay, it took for me 20 years to get knowledge, capital, network, everything that I would dare to do that jump. So I always admire the very Karin podcast or Martin Milling, who have established when they were high school. Like I would say, no way I could have done it. So just like that age. So I didn't have this confidence. So. And that, now being there, so do it earlier. So I would say that if you already have, be confident to start. The important thing is that don't talk, do. Because there are so many people say, oh, I wish I do this, or I wish, that could go this way. But do it. It doesn't matter. You failed maybe, but you learned like 10 times more, what you would have done it. So. And I think that if you really believe in your skills, try to pick something where you have skills already or knowledge, certain industry, or I think there you always look at the problem. So I always say also that try to love your problem, not your solution. There's many times when you start to validate, you see how big is a problem. Maybe it's much smaller than you thought. Is it possible that you really create value, that people are willing to pay for it, that service or not? But you will learn so much. Just do it. Do it at first from the side job, and when you see that, okay, there is attraction, that, oh, there are customers, there are pre-agreement, I have built some kind of prototype, or together with someone, then do it. And, I think you will find great teams, great people, good ideas.
If you're on the right journey, then things will start happening.
Exactly. You. So I think it will come. So just do it.
Okay. Like Nike, just do it.
Exactly.
Perfect. Karin, thank you so much for joining our podcast. And I think it has been wonderful talking to you. So inspiring and so interesting. And I might just invite you back for another sequel, because I think you have so much more that we can talk about.
Thank you for having me. So it was a pleasure to talk. So.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. This episode of the Baltic Boss Babes podcast was brought to you by our supporter Workland co-working space across the Baltics. Tune in again in 2 weeks for another exciting and enlightening discussion. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and follow us on Instagram and LinkedIn at Baltic Boss Babes for updates and behind-the-scenes content. Stay safe, stay curious, and keep on innovating.